Peace. Hello, hello. Dios te bendiga. Hola. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the launch party for Cristosal's LGBTIQ plus Justice Project. I'm Santana Sankofa, and this is Pili, aka Ojos Magnificos, and together we're Sign of Peace. We're going to share some music with you all as folks gather, so please get a water, get yourself settled, and enjoy these two songs. Kick it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shining like the leaves, magnolia. How can I get closer to you? Yeah. Feels like you're further than the star Sirius. Mystics say you're within, are they serious? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wrestling with God in the desert now. South Central ain't known a day without the drought. Meanwhile in Brooklyn, you know I stay drowned. A hood is a hood, so I found my way around. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wonder if spirit can hear my songs. I wonder who wrote them, 'cause I ain't the one. No shame, I know she likes her vessel strong. No guilt, I gave it all up to God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Next time the burden weighs you down, leave it at the altar, please put it down. Let your load be light, don't make a sound. Don't look up, there's no heaven in the clouds. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Paradise is within. Forgetting you are divine is the only sin. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Paradise is within. Forgetting you are divine is the only sin. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 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 Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. That song is called Yeah. And we're so excited to be here, getting ready, getting excited, getting settled, getting rid of the nerves. It's going to be such a powerful night, and we're really grateful that you're participating in this fundraiser. So, speaking of night, let's play At Night.
Bendición.
At night, the veil is so thin, the moon is shining on all the timelines I sight. Blow smoke into tonight, rituals in moonlight, dance to the spirit side. There is much to be found, looking inside, hearing my sound, born of my own pain. I don't tell you who you are, you don't tell me what I am. That's right. I'm on my own life, I birthed my own self, then made myself up. It's what I imagined in utero. It's not unusual to fly across the time zones. There's no time and space. Earth is inside. Earth is inside. There's no time and space. Earth is inside. Earth is inside space. Yeah, yeah. Awesome. Woo! Sign of Peace, first gig. Exciting. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Santana Sankofa, a gender fluid Afro-Caribbean artist, educator, and community organizer from Los Angeles, but currently based in New York. I'll be the MC for the program tonight as we learn together about Cristosal's incredible LGBTQIA plus justice initiative and begin to build a movement of international solidarity around this critical work. Tonight is a learning event, a community building event, and also a fundraiser. I'm a monthly donor to this work because I know we have to be in it for the long haul. Most of my peers and I can't give huge gifts all at once, but we can organize circles of support that add up. So join us. The easiest way to donate while you watch is to text Cristosal Trans to 44321, right? Yeah. We'll also have the web link popping up in the comments from time to time. Cristosal believes that a commitment to human rights for all people starts with an appreciation of the value and beauty of every human life. Art is one way to access that beauty. As we were beginning, we saw visual images from a Honduran artist, Andy Tosta, at the very beginning. And now we get to hear awesome spoken word from Ojos Magníficos. Come on over, friend.
Okay. Bendiciones a todos. I want to still show some of this is my artwork as well. Estas son mis pinturas. Voy a leer algo. I'm going to read something that I channeled, que me inspiré y escribí esto. Okay. Somos un espejo infinito, creando con cada momento nuevo. Y siempre va a haber un momento nuevo. Tu alma está vibrante. Sigue en ojos de niño, ojos de sabio. Da gracia, aunque parezca que no estoy. Somos dos partes, pero somos uno. Somos uno y somos dos partes. Ten fe y todo estará bien. Yo entro por el corazón. I speak the languages, all the languages, because I speak through the heart. The people translate my message into the languages of the realms. Do you feel shame still? Leave it all at my feet every time. Do not infuse these moments of teaching with fear, doubt, or shame. Si tú sientes pena, déjalo siempre a mis pies. En cada momento así de aprender y de enseñar, no llenemos estos momentos con miedo, ni duda, ni pena. Seguimos aquí. Llámanos y pregunta. No hay límites. La complejidad es parte de la vida, que es una complejidad. ¿Qué quieres tú? Todo es aceptado con intención. Y el reconocimiento del sacrificio de cada cosa. Siempre hay un balance. No hay que pelear con los que nos hacen daño. Hay que protegernos y seguir con nuestras vibraciones y metas. No te distraigas del propósito. No te distraigas del propósito, que es sentir, decir y actuar. Sigue en movimiento. Sigue creciendo, buscando con curiosidad, no con vacíos. Siempre empieza sabiendo que eres lleno, como el sol. Haces tu propia luz. Muchas gracias.
Blessings, blessings. Thank you for that, Ojos. Throughout the program, we'll be offering various windows into a fairly complex project with several interconnected elements. To help you keep track, we have a 1-minute animation that boils down Cristosal's work on LGBTIQ plus justice. After the animation, we'll hear from Cristosal's awesome executive director, Noah Bullock, about how this project came to be and how it fits into Cristosal's big picture. Stay tuned.
Good evening, everyone. I want to welcome you again to this event and thank everyone for joining us, especially our two MCs, Santana and Pili. The opening there, the first phrase that stuck with me was, forgetting your divine is the only sin. I think that pretty much encapsulates what we're talking about tonight. And what a privilege to have live music and poetry. This is a great change of pace. Also want to thank our host committee. This event was put together by a committed group of individuals who invited you all and helped us develop the program, and we're really grateful to you all. And also our committed staff, Cristosal, with talented artists and graphic designers and thinkers who put this all together. And also a special thank you to our new cohort of interns who have come to us from the trans community. I wanted to start maybe by just talking about how we got here. Cristosal is not a specifically LGBTQ organization. We're a human rights organization. But I think we have this work in us in our DNA from our origin. And part of that comes from a story of our founder, who is Martin Barahona. He was the Episcopal Bishop of Salvador and the first major religious figure in the country to welcome LGBTQ people into the church. And when Cristosal was beginning, the initial financing from it came from churches in the United States. And when Bishop Barahona laid hands on the first LGBTQ bishop to be ordained in the United States, Gene Robinson, some of those churches pulled their support. And the unbelievable response, or the beautiful part of this story, is that in response to that, it was the LGBTQ community in the San Francisco area that rallied and built a network of solidarity around the Bay Area that helped Cristosal start. And so the solidarity that was given to us by the LGBTQ community in the United States is something that's marked our DNA and our mission from the beginning. So the work that you're seeing tonight is not something that comes in a vacuum, but rather the product of years of research, international exchanges between North Americans and Central Americans on LGBTQ rights, and finally a decision we made after looking at some of the research findings with our partners in the region and feeling a sense of outrage. The violence against people at these degrees, this extremity, and with this degree of impunity, seems like just something that, independently of what your background is, we have to be able to come together and say that's enough. We have to come together and say that justice matters for the victims, but for every single one of us. Because while a group of people can be persecuted because of their identity, sexual orientation, their gender identity, we can't completely say that we live in democratic societies. And that's one of the things that makes the struggle for LGBTQ people's rights in Central America so important, is that these countries are countries that are still in the early stages of building democratic societies. And we can't separate the cause of the lives of LGBTQ people from the cause of consolidating and strengthening democracy, which means that we are all equal before the law and in practice. And that's what this work is about. The goal is justice, the goal is change, and we know how hard that is, and we know how long that takes, which is why we've called this event together. Okay, we've called this a community launch, because a demand for justice at that level and structural change that's requires also a community that insists on it, no matter whether it's popular or whether progress is being made. And that's what will sustain this work over time. So we're looking to build that community to help facilitate the connection between advocates in North America and the brave people who are sticking their necks out to make change. So I think that what I wanted to close up with a little bit is linking that origin story to now. One of the things that our founder was so radical about in some ways was a sense that all people are created in the image of God, with no exceptions. And the dignity and worth surpasses our understanding, and the expansiveness of and the diversity of creation sometimes is difficult to comprehend, but also, in the words of our poet tonight, we are all espejitos infinitos, or infinite mirrors. So here, I hope you all join us as we continue to build this work out and sustain it and consolidate it. We think it's worth it. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Noah. If you hear something you like, maybe add like $5. Every time you hear something you like tonight, add another $5 or $1, anything you can donate. I know something that really stood out to me when I was looking into Cristosal's work was just like, oh, I'm just one person. How can I do something? And just remember, if you want something, you have to give it away. So if you're feeling scarce, it's an awesome opportunity to radicalize that idea and say, no, there's abundance, and I can start with the abundance in me and start giving that way. But before anything else, anti-violence work is about real people, each of whom has their own very particular story. Tonight, with permission, we share the story of one individual who survived a terrifying experience. He shares his story in part to give voices to many LGBTIQ plus people who do not survive to tell their stories. And I just want to insert a quick trigger warning. It is graphic. Thank you.
Hector, whose name has been changed here for his safety, is 24 years old. He has suffered discrimination, harassment, kidnapping, and torture by a group that included local civil authorities from the community where he lives in rural northern Guatemala. The harassment escalated after the death of his mother. Without family support, he was attacked and detained by an agent of the National Civil Police. In May 2020, the aggressions mounted to the point where, in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic and declared state of public calamity, on May 5th, he was illegally detained, beaten, verbally attacked, and tied to a post by men with covered faces who indicated they were members of the local community council. After being restrained for roughly 2 hours, Hector was turned over to the National Civil Police and was taken to jail at the police station. He was never arraigned before a local judge. Threats after the attack forced Hector to move to a different neighborhood. Hector describes daily hostilities which began well before the attack, in which he was targeted for his gender expression and sexuality.
Cuando ellos ven que yo me maquillo, comienzan ellos a alegar un montón y a decir cosas. Digamos que pasaba por una construcción, me gritaban un montón. Pasaba por cualquier grupito que se ponía ahí en el campo. alguna refresquería, cosas así, o tiendas que se reunían las personas a jugar naipe. Siempre venía algún insulto, entonces era algún problema. Me chiqueaban, así como de burla, cosas así, en el barrio. En la calle este, algunas personas que todavía me gritan la reina de las trancas, cuando salgo y todo. Por eso casi no salgo a la calle, me mantengo en la casa para evitar esos problemas. Cuando estaba estudiando diversificado, había 2 maestros que no congeniaban con mi persona por el motivo que yo era así. Me negaron el trabajo en 2 empresas que yo metí papelería, y quienes recibían papelería eran mis amigas, entonces ellas me comentaron el motivo por el que no me aceptaron. En una empresa, los motivos por los que no me emplearon es porque yo me maquillaba.
Moving closer to the time of the attack, the violence and threats escalated, becoming more and more unnerving.
Fuimos a comprar tortilla, y cuando regresamos, ellos nos vieron, nos comenzaron a correr, y cuando nosotros llegamos a la casa, nos llegaron a gritar un montón, nos llegaron a apedrear las ventanas. Eran puros muchachos, dirigidos por alguien. Ellos a nosotros sí nos tiraron piedras, entonces nos alcanzaron, nos corrieron en moto. De ellos solo uno conocí, y el otro que levantó el acta cuando me tenían amarrado. Nos gritaron que nos iban a agarrar y que nos iban a amarrar ahí arriba. He pensado en mudarme. Me mudé unos días, estuve con una amiga.
Héctor sought help from authorities who were tasked with public protection and safety.
El Ministerio Público me dijeron que no se podía poner la denuncia cuando la gente me discriminó y no me la tomaron. La justicia nunca me ha hecho caso. La primera denuncia que pusieron acá cuando me agarraron fueron todas mis amistades. Ellos pusieron la denuncia públicamente porque en el juzgado la jueza no se lleva conmigo. En el MP, como le comentaba anteriormente, no me han atendido y en la PNC nunca proceden.
Héctor still relives the details of the attack and the fear he experienced.
Yo iba en moto cuando veo que me vienen siguiendo. Por fin te agarramos, vos, hijo de la gran puta. Me bajaron de la moto, me pusieron los pies en el rostro. Ellos me botaron de la moto, no dejaron que yo me bajara, me amarraron embrocado y después me dejaron amarrado al poste. Y ahí me tuvieron, y me gritaron un montón, y ahí estuvieron que no me iban a soltar. Me dijeron que no me querían ver en el barrio, si no me iban a llegar a quemar con todo y la casa, y si los policías se metían, también a ellos. Como anteriormente en el 2008 habían quemado a un señor, entonces yo dije, hasta aquí llegué. Entonces como si me resigné que ese era mi último día. Nadie me auxilió hasta que llegó la patrulla, y todavía comenzaron con ellos, y me subieron y me enchacharon, me llevaron a la estación. Uno queda con ese miedo que van a venir, que algo va a pasar, entonces, bueno, duermo poco, ya no se puede dormir, ya se pone uno a pensar un montón de cosas, que alguien anda ahí buscando, que me va a pasar, uno está con miedo, ni salgo porque me da miedo salir.
Since June of 2020, Cristosal has accompanied Héctor in his pursuit of justice. In October of 2020, the local court with jurisdiction over the place where the crime took place was asked by the local office of the public ministry to dismiss Héctor's complaint and close the criminal case against his attackers. With legal representation from the Cristosal team, Héctor successfully appealed the dismissal, and his case has now been moved to a special investigative unit of the public ministry in the Guatemalan capital, which is specifically tasked with prosecuting cases of torture and cases involving corrupt authorities. In the meantime, Cristosal's forensic investigative team has made important advances, the details of which remain confidential to protect the case. Héctor's case is ongoing. His words and his story are used with permission.
Why don't we take 3 deep breaths just to center ourselves and to send healing and love and justice around the world. I'd like to read one of my favorite prayers, the Prayer of Peace by St. Francis of Assisi. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love with all my soul. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. And it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. So much of the LGBTQIA2+ experience is about love, and we're lovers, you know? To be an ally of this community is to be a lover, and I just want to honor that in the triangle, the northern triangle of Central America, these are people who are lovers and fighting for love. At the heart of this project is life and death for real people. The numbers of attacks and deaths are already starting to tally for 2021. Next, you will meet Cristosal's staff team for the LGBTIQ Justice Project. This team meets people in the extreme moments of grief, pain, and vulnerability. They walk alongside victims and their loved ones, offering protection and psychological, psychosocial support, as well as legal and investigative expertise for victims and survivors who choose to pursue justice through the courts. We believe that each case that is professionally investigated and prosecuted strengthens and reforms justice systems that are meant to offer protection and safety to all people equally. Let's meet the team.
Blessings.
Mi nombre es Gabriela Carolina González. Soy estudiante de la licenciatura en Psicología. Actualmente formo parte del programa de pasantías trans y género no binario de Cristosal. Hace un mes decidí unirme a esta organización debido a que me pareció de suma importancia el trabajo que se realiza en pro de los derechos humanos, específicamente de la comunidad LGBTIQ+, y de la comunidad transgénero a la cual pertenece. Dentro de las actividades que estaré realizando, puedo destacar el área de atención y protección a víctimas de desplazamiento forzado, en el cual espero poder aprender muchísimo y compartir los conocimientos previos que tengo con respecto al área para poder generar incidencia, para poder generar un empoderamiento en la comunidad LGBTIQ de nuestro país.
Mi nombre es Flor de María Salazar, soy coordinadora nacional de la oficina de Cristosal en Guatemala. Llegué a Cristosal en junio de 2020 como asesora legal para el litigio de crímenes por prejuicio en casos contra víctimas LGBTIQ+, y estuve durante los primeros 6 meses realizando la función de asesoría legal y litigio de casos. Actualmente soy coordinadora nacional y cuenta la oficina con un equipo multidisciplinario para el litigio de casos en donde tenemos una asesora legal, un investigador forense y un psicólogo que se dedican a la investigación y al acompañamiento en casos paradigmáticos de homicidios y crímenes de odio cometidos en Guatemala. Buscamos la realización de los derechos humanos de todos y todas y la búsqueda de justicia para todas las personas.
Soy Apa Flores, soy asesora legal LGBTIQ+ en Honduras. Yo llegué a Cristosal a través de otras organizaciones de defensa de derechos humanos aliadas. Nuestro trabajo en Cristosal consiste en brindar la asistencia y asesoría legal especializada en casos de crímenes de odio contra personas trans. Nosotros nos encargamos de brindar un apoyo integral tanto a las víctimas directas como a sus familiares, ¿verdad? Nosotros trabajamos con organizaciones aliadas de la misma manera. Nos encargamos en un nuevo proyecto que consiste en el acceso a la justicia de personas trans víctimas de violencia por prejuicio. En este caso, nosotros brindamos, ¿verdad?, lo que es la asistencia a nivel nacional para que las víctimas y sus familiares puedan acceder al sistema de justicia penal. También nos encargamos en fortalecer a las organizaciones trans locales para poder llevar casos de litigio estratégico a través de tutorías y gestiones conjuntas, compartiendo aprendizaje compartido.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Mi nombre es César Sánchez, formo parte del equipo de Cristosal en Honduras. Actualmente trabajo para lo que es el proyecto de justicia trans, desempeño el cargo de investigador de caso. ¿Cómo llegué a Cristosal? Pues llegué a través de lo que fue el proyecto de oportunidades económicas para jóvenes LGBTQ en el Triángulo Norte de Centroamérica, donde desempeñé el puesto de investigador para el estudio aquí en Honduras.
Hola, mi nombre es Andy Tosta, soy de Honduras, soy artista visual y diseñador gráfico. Actualmente formo parte del equipo de comunicaciones de lo que es Cristosal. Mi llegada a Cristosal fue por medio de programas de pasantías trans, donde voy a aprender sobre derechos humanos y espero a futuro lograr implementarlos de la forma adecuada. Yo abordo la temática LGBT en espacios artísticos, en organizaciones u cualquier otro espacio que se me dé la posibilidad de trabajar. He realizado proyectos artísticos para educar y visibilizar a la comunidad LGBT, pero sobre todo a la población trans, que necesitamos ser escuchados y respetados.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Saludos desde Guatemala. Mi nombre es Juan Fernando Salazar. Integro al ETI LGBTQ+ de Guatemala. Mi puesto es ser investigador de campo. Llegué a Cristosal en base a mi experiencia en temas de análisis forense, por lo que espero poder aportar y impulsar los casos en los que trabajamos actualmente. Tenemos 2 casos emblemáticos que esperamos poder llevar a buen puerto y que estos puedan impulsar e incidir en las políticas de nuestro país. Así que desde ya es un honor ser parte de este equipo y espero poder conocerles y poder trabajar junto a ustedes. Muchas gracias.
Hi everybody, my name is Manuel Montano and I am part of Cristosal staff here in El Salvador. I've been working with Cristosal for almost 2 years now and it has been such a wonderful experience. I started working with the rights of people that have been forced displaced by making sure that the government and promoting the international protection, making sure that government meet the responsibilities, the international responsibilities of protection and victims receive justice. I am currently involved in the LGBTQ work that Cristosal has here in North and Central America. My current position is transgender researcher. That means that we choose and see cases of human rights violations of LGBTQ folks and we create evidence in order to have litigation process that makes sure that victims, family, and society really receive justice from these terrible cases. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for supporting Cristosal work in LGBTIQ in the north of Central America. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Andrea Portillo, and I am working as the coordinator for the LGBTIQ regional group in Cristosal. We work together in El Salvador, Honduras, and Guatemala to make visible abuses and violence against LGBTIQ community, especially trans people, seeking to implement advocacy and litigation strategy. I came to Cristosal because I was looking for a job to give me the opportunity to contribute to improve human rights situation of the most vulnerable people of my country, and Cristosal is giving me that opportunity. International support is important for this project because appropriate resources are needed to ensure a quality criminal investigation, legal work, and protection, not only for the victims and families, but also for Cristosal's team, who in most in the cases have to work at risk areas. I strongly believe that if we can continue working together on this project, we will be able to set precedents of legal protection, justice, and reduce impunity for LGBTIQ victims and their families.
I don't know if it's just me, but now that I'm a monthly donor, I feel really good meeting the team. I'm like, okay, that's where my money's going. I feel so good. Definitely recommend, if you want to feel as good as I do right now, please become a monthly donor. Like, it's so simple. Fabulous. Thank you so much to all the people who are working for justice around the world. Like, as much harm, as much injustice that there is, there are people who are the light, and these are light workers for sure. We are being asked to commit to this project, to spreading the word and offering financial support. When we commit, we make it possible for Cristosal's team to live up to its commitment. I'm just going to interject. I don't know if anyone else has this feeling of like, I want to change the world. I want to change the world. But the world is so big. And my friend the other day said, Santana, every head is a world. Every person is a world. And so if you make one monthly donation and just have that consistently giving, like, you're giving to the world. You're changing the world. The team you just met tells people like Hector that they will not be alone in their pursuit of justice and the rebuilding of their lives. In practical terms, that can mean emergency humanitarian assistance, protective housing strategies, travel to and from national capital cities, long days entangled in bureaucracy, and investigative trips to remote areas where both access and security can get complicated. This is a long-term project and a long-term commitment. Much of the early work has been funded by individual donors who gave unrestricted gifts over the past year. Building a core group of supporters who can give monthly going forward is a critical need at this point. And again, you can come together with like 2 or 3 or 5 of your friends and say, hey, let's all pitch in $5 and become monthly donors. And it does add up. Cristosal recognizes that in the long run, reducing and eliminating violence against marginalized people is about more than just prosecutors and prosecutions. Hector's story includes a pattern of social, economic, and educational exclusion that places LGBTIQ plus individuals and communities at high risk for experiencing violence. Cristosal has had past success using short film as a means to change societal conversations about human rights. Tonight, you get one of the first glimpses, of a collaboration between Cristosal's team and renowned Salvadoran filmmaker Ricardo Bats, which will premiere later this year. The title, Juventudes Desprotegidas, which translates roughly as Young Lives Protection. Young Lives Protection. It is made primarily for a Central American audience. Enjoy.
Bendición.
Todos en pocas palabras somos seres humanos, valemos y tenemos la misma importancia y capacidad que cualquier ser humano. Muchos que me han dicho, pero usted es mujer, pero tampoco a ellos, uno como que les va a mentir, uno les va a decir, soy esto, una chica transgénero porque es lo que soy. Una compañera sí me comentó de que ella sí sufrió bastante con el papá por razones de lo que ella estaba haciendo, que no se comportaba, que él era un hombre, no era una mujer, incluso hasta le quemó la ropa. Sería bonito de que tuviéramos la oportunidad de expresarnos como lo que somos, de que nos apoyaran, de que, nos incluyeran. No vivimos la vida solo por decir que quiero que me vean bonita, que quiero que vean mi cuerpo. No. Lo hacemos con la intención de ser como un ser humano, como cualquiera.
Bendición. We just wanted to make a quick clarification. The name of the film is Youth Without Protection, Jóvenes Desprotegidos. So we just wanted to clarify that, and we hope you enjoyed how much, like, you know, video can captivate and, like, make these things very clear for us, that people need help and that we all are equally as important, and the God in me sees the God in you. So thank you for being here today, and we'll see what's next.
Awesome. Now I'd like to introduce Olivia Amadon, a member of tonight's host committee.
Hi, everyone. I'm Olivia. I'm part of the host committee for tonight's event, and it is so great to be with you all tonight. I'm a clinical social worker, and I live here in Boston, but I used to work for Cristosal from 2012 to 2014 in El Salvador as the coordinator of the global school. Maybe some of you joining us tonight got to know the work of Cristosal through the global school, and if that's the case, I want to send a huge thanks for your partnership with Cristosal and for letting me be part of that journey. One of the things that I remember really drew me to Cristosal's work and mission was how their mission was really not to go into communities and be the saviors of everything. They never sought to create dependency, no matter how just the cause. Instead, they took the long road, and sometimes the harder one, to foster and preserve communities' own strengths. They listened, and where possible, they joined the communities in the work that they were already doing. And I see that tonight. I see so much strength and joy and resilience in our queer and trans family in El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. And I'm excited and honored to be invited into that work with them, even just by amplifying their work and donating so that they can all get paid and continue this work. Another thing that I love about Cristosal is that I think that as an organization, they have always had the courage to take on the necessary work of human rights, even when it's not popular, even when it's dangerous. And doing LGBTIQ plus advocacy work in El Salvador, Honduras, and Guatemala is actually not popular, even among so-called progressives. And in some ways, it can actually be very dangerous. But Cristosal believes that queer rights are human rights and trans rights are human rights. You do not have to be queer or trans to believe this is true. And you do not have to be queer or trans to support this work. You do not have to be Salvadoran or Guatemalan or Honduran to support this work. Cristosal could not do this work without the support from partners around the world, period. So if you believe these things are true too, and you can support this work, please consider donating, whether it's a one-time or even monthly donation that fits into your budget. I'm a monthly sustainer for Cristosal, and I invite you to join me. Even if you can't give financially right now, there are going to be many ways you can remain involved. Share it with your networks, and stay engaged. And on behalf of the whole host committee and all the Cristosal staff who helped put this night together, thank you so much for showing up tonight and every day.
Awesome. So I don't know what your money dance is going to be, but everyone right now figure out a little money dance. Thank you so much, Jeff, for donating $5,000. We also have 13 new individual donors at various levels. So come on, get your money dance on. We're trying to get all the money for this amazing work. And I also want to, for the people, I want to highlight June is coming up, but you never have to just wait for Pride Month to get invested and get involved in these issues. It's a little annoying that people only want to highlight what it is to be LGBTQ plus during June. Like, come on here. We're year round. Come on. Awesome. Thank you for the 5,000. That's just so empowering. I'd like to say it's because of my great MC skills, but I know it's just because of Cristosal's amazing work. Like, come on now. Yeah. Okay. Now I'd like to introduce Kathy Veit, the Vice President of Cristosal's Board of Directors.
Thank you, Santana. Good evening, everybody. I'm Kathy Veit, and I'm the Vice President of Cristosal's Board of Directors. I'm joining you tonight from Northern California, where I live. So a big shout out to all the Californians and especially all of our friends and supporters in the San Francisco Bay Area. Wow, what an evening. I learned a lot, and I feel very moved and kind of almost without words at the moment, but I am just so proud of our team in Central America who's taking on this work, and of our organization for taking a stand and fighting for the rights of LGBTQI people in an area of the world where they are especially at risk. Thank you all for your amazing work and your courage. I also want to thank the folks who've made this evening possible, beginning with our fabulous MC, Santana Sankofa, and our guest artists, Billy aka Ojos Magnificos, and Andy Tosta. Our tech team behind the scenes, Jose Rivera and Michael Angel, and our amazing Director of External Relations, Anna Olson. Thank you all for everything that you did to contribute to the artistry and to the smooth running of this program. Also want to thank my fellow host committee members, Olivia Amadon, the Reverend Robin Denny, Barbara Ford, Anna Moraga, Alan Yarborough, the Reverend Mike Angel, and Kendall Guthrie, our president of our board of directors. But my biggest thanks go to all of you who made time to tune in this evening, to spend time on a screen, maybe after a long day of Zooming for work, helping your kids with school. Really appreciate you making the time to learn more about the work. And I also want to say thank you to everybody who's been supporting Cristosal and supporting this work in particular. We can't do it without our friends. The road to justice is a long one, but the destination seems a lot more possible, a lot closer, and the journey is more bearable and more fun when we go with friends like all of you. So I hope you'll stick with us, and thank you again for tuning in, and we hope to have some more programs like this in the future to bring this work closer to you. So thank you so much.
Blessings. Thank you for that. That was such a beautiful message. I felt like their energy was so like grounded and like lovely. I just wanted to say hello. My name is Pili. I go by Ojos Magnificos. I'm a Colombian indigenous diasporic artist. Grew up in Miami. We're in Brooklyn right now. Some of this is my artwork. I just wanted to say that it's really an honor to be a part of this and to like realize like how important this work, even in such a small area, 3 countries, but that is so impactful for so many people. And the fact that this is a national organization for like the whole country, for all these different countries. Imagine something that would be for this whole country, that would protect, queer people. We don't even have that. And I know that like the confidence, it's really just like a big hug and actually a community that has a stake. Like if something happens, you can like reach out and get help, and that is like life-changing. And I know I would be safe in these countries. Like I could go there and be okay if anything happened, and that's really important. And I just wanted to say thank you for listening to our music earlier and just like holding space. And it's an honor to share our image and share a little piece of our life with you guys. And thank you to the team. Thank you to everybody. I hope everyone has a beautiful night.
Awesome. So what's next? Will you commit to help us build this open circle of support? If you gave your email by RSVPing or donating, we will be in touch. Do not worry, we will be in touch. We'll have a lot more interactive follow-up events where we can gather reactions and ideas and start to hatch strategies. The whole video from tonight, as well as each of the individual recorded pieces, will be available to help you communicate with your networks about this project. We will also have further materials with more voices and more stories that we weren't able to fit in tonight. Your email is key. Please make sure we have it. Even the smallest, tiniest donation will put your name on the list as ready and willing to join in this work. Check out our website, cristosal.org, and our new English language social media on Facebook and Instagram.
Cute.
If you read Spanish, there's tons of great stuff on Twitter as well. If you're ready for a deeper dive, we've got a global school seminar coming right up. I'm gonna be there. Are you gonna be there? I'm planning to attend. That's what it says. I am planning to attend. Here's Diego Jones, our global school coordinator, with a quick plug.
Hi everyone, my name is Diego Jones. I'm the Global School Facilitator. I just want to thank you all for joining us today and also invite you to participate in our upcoming online course, Inclusion, Peace, and Sexual Diversity. This opportunity seeks to connect LGBTIQ plus defenders from North and Central America to address violence across different contexts. For more information, email us at globalschool@cristosal.org or visit cristosal.org. If you sign up today, you can get a $50 discount by entering the code Cristosal2021. Remember, Cristosal2021 for a $50 discount. Thank you so much.
Yes, I just graduated college and I'm so ready to be a student again, a student of the world, right? Thank you all so much for sticking with us tonight. It's been so amazing. It's been a joy to be with you. We're in this together, always. Just one planet, y'all. One little tiny marble floating in space.
Team Earth.
Team Earth. Expect updates and an invite to the international premiere of
Juventudes Desprotegidas, youth that is unprotected.
Yes.
Unprotected youth.
And we're going to close with some music. Are you ready?
Yeah, okay.
Let's do Yeah, Yeah, Yeah again.
Okay.
We might have to do a remix. Okay, vibe out with us. Maybe it's your time to get that last donation in, to sign your email up. Let's get it. You can clap with us. I feel the energy if I can't hear you or see you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shining like the leaves, magnolia. How can I get closer to you? Yeah. Feels like you're further than the star Sirius. Mystics say you're inside, are they serious? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wrestling with God in the desert now. South Central ain't known a day without the drought. Meanwhile in Brooklyn, you know I stay drowned. A hood is a hood, so I find my way around. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wonder if spirit can hear my songs. I wonder who wrote them, 'cause I ain't the one. No shame, I know she likes her vest so strong. No guilt, I gave it all up to God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Next time the burden weighs you down, leave it at the altar, please put it down. Let your load be light, don't make a sound. Don't look up, there's no heaven in the clouds. Why? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Paradise is within. Forgetting you are divine is the only sin. Sing it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Paradise is within. Forgetting you are divine is the only sin. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Donate now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're queer and we're proud. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Donate now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're queer and we're proud. Yay!
Good job.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.